Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortensia Carty. So what are you most grateful for
I know
today?
that's such a profound question, is it not? What am I most grateful for today?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for life.
Me too. That's exactly what I was going to say. Because we're up and we're alive. A lot of people didn't make it this morning. So we have to be grateful at least that we have life.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything else we'll just have to deal with, right? As they come.
Yeah, and deal with it we shall.
Yes. We begin this morning with our first local story. This from the ZIZ Newsroom. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris has commended organizers on the successful hosting of the 2022 St. Kitts Music Festival. In a statement online, the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "I am proud of the strides and development that this festival has made under my leadership over the last 7 years. Prudent fiscal management has enabled my government to provide millions in annual support for this festival, which has now become the best in the Caribbean. Under my continued leadership, I will continue to ensure that the St. Kitts Music Festival will continue to develop and enhance our tourism product. Congratulations to the Minister of Tourism, the Tourism Authority, and the chairman and members of the St. Kitts Music Festival Committee. Our country continues to perform well in a very stable, peaceful, and happy environment, and the successes of the festival is a testament to that." End quote. On the final evening of the 2022 St. Kitts Music Festival, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris also took the opportunity to go around expressing his gratitude to several of the music artists who helped contribute to the success of this year's festival. He said, "Congratulations once again to all involved in the execution of the phenomenal festival, and also to the thousands who attended and the talented local, regional, and international artists who performed exceptionally well."
What a festival it was.
Indeed, we see the crowd, everybody's happy,
Yeah.
music festival's back. So it's only up from here.
You see that crowd indeed with that shot. I mean, I think it was capped at around 6,000, 6,500 people, but it didn't look that way when you looked at that shot. Aerial shot.
I know that cap was never going to work. Come on, after a 2-year hiatus, you can't keep people out. They're going to get in however they can.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know that we're still the premier festival in this region, so let's hope that we can keep it that way. All right, we're moving on to our second story by way of a Nevis Island Administration press release. Expectant mothers and new mothers on Nevis will be able to benefit from a maternity guide, the first of its kind, which was launched on Friday, June 24th, 2022. The booklet was produced by the Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs through its Community Health Nursing Services and the Alexandra Hospital's maternity ward. It is designed to assist in the maternity process by providing antenatal and perinatal guidelines that should be adopted by mothers. Ms. Daima Golding, assistant matron at the hospital, spoke on the rationale for producing the publication and its relevance. She said, quote, "When we created the maternity guidebook, we had a goal in mind, and that is to promote and maintain the physical, mental, and social health of mother and baby, and to better manage complications in pregnancy. The importance of good antenatal care cannot be overemphasized. This book entails a variety of information which will be very beneficial to mother and baby. In the book, from Chapter 9 and Chapter 10 to Chapter 16, it will give you information on booking, signs of labor, breastfeeding, postpartum depression, and the first days with your baby, and discharge plan. And Chapter 16 will give you the care and safety of the baby and safety at home. This book has all complete and up-to-date information," end quote. So if you are an expectant mother or a new mother, that is the guide for you. Dads, you can pick it up as well, I'm sure.
I'm glad that there's help, because in the Caribbean, we don't talk about postpartum depression and all that. I just think we're troopers down here, no offense to anybody else, but I seldom hear that topic come up.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that there's a book to help the new moms. We continue now with story number 3. This is from Win Media. Glenroy Marshall, also known as Kyle Marshall, has given a significant donation to his alma mater, the Bronte Welch Primary School. Marshall donated 4 55-inch televisions, one for each class at the school. The televisions are an asset to the school as they are necessary for carrying out the lessons in the new curriculum, which has to be accessed online occasionally. During the handover ceremony, the school's principal, Valdine Rogers, mentioned that whilst visiting the school on a previous occasion, Marshall recognized that televisions were being shared amongst the classes and made a pledge to get more televisions to change that situation. Marshall, during the ceremony, shared an inspiring message to the student body. He said, and I quote, "Any of you here as students can have a bright future. It doesn't matter where you are now. It is about where you end up or where you are going. Yesterday is already gone. Don't look at yesterday, look at today, and you look at tomorrow. Enjoy every moment that you have now and move forward with that," end quote. So, great words for the kids.
You know, it's great to see Kyle giving back. He was one of my students, one of my first students, to be honest, at the Virgin High School some 20 plus years ago, and that he's even finding it with himself to do that at Bronte Welsh is commendable indeed. Hopefully others follow. Oh, it's partly sunny. Yes, the weather. You know, I'm caught up in my Glenmore giving back story. I forgot to give you the weather. Here we go. It's going to be partly sunny with a 30% or a low chance of showers, a high of 93 and a low of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And there is your lovely hourly forecast. Take a look at it as we go to the break. We'll be back in a moment, everyone.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart, and always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue now with the latest in regional news. Wickham, according to Wickham, ABLP will win again. This from Point Express newspaper. Respected political scientist and pollster Peter Wickham does not anticipate a change of government in Antigua and Barbuda if elections are called at this time. Wickham, whose company, Caribbean Development Research Services Counters, has conducted exceptionally reliable opinion polls across CARICOM, said this is based on the results of the latest poll conducted by his organization in Antigua and Barbuda. While he did not disclose when the polling was performed, he did confirm that it was recent. The pollster said professional considerations did not allow him to discuss the findings in full. However, he disclosed that they suggest that there will not be a change of government if general elections were to be called now. Wickham said, quote, "The feelings are that if there was new leadership in the UPP, United Progressive Party, there would be greater possibility. But I don't think Antiguans and Barbudans would vote for Harold Lovell any differently than they did in the last several elections. That's generally my sense of the situation," end quote. So Peter Wickham predicting no change in government in Antigua and Barbuda at this time. Elections would be called.
I guess he knows best.
No.
We continue now on the international scene. South Africa police try to unravel mystery of tavern deaths. This from the BBC. A forensic team has been going through the site at the Niobe Tavern to try to understand what exactly took place. There were no visible injuries on the bodies of the deceased, the authorities have said, so a crush seems an unlikely explanation. Some have said the victims were poisoned, but this is not confirmed. South Africa's Liquor Board has said the owners of the tavern would face criminal charges after allegedly breaching licensing agreements. Some family members of the victims have been gathering at the tavern to try and find out the latest news. Among them was Jolili Mangalini. His 17-year-old daughter, Sinako, snuck out of her home on Saturday night but never returned. Her father told the BBC with tears in his eyes, and I quote, "She always loved and took care of me when I was ill," end quote. Alongside her, there are 20 other victims in a nearby mortuary. Postmortem examinations have now been completed, but one person remains unidentified, and the provincial authorities have called on possible family members to come forward. That's a sad way to end the news today.
Yeah, it is, indeed.
Kids, learn from this. Please stay at home, no sneaking out.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's just devastating when you have so many people losing their lives.
And 20, and the youngest is 13.
Yeah.
13. Why are they in a tavern? Why were they allowed in?
Now, those are questions that we'll have to hopefully find the answers to later on, as well as the official cause of death, which seems to be still under investigation. With that being said, there you have it for the latest for today. We'll be back with, let's say, brightness at the end of it?
Brightness,
Brightness
yes.
at the end
Up
of the commercial
next,
break, yes?
Tamil Brown.
More Good Morning SKN?
Yeah,
Awesome.
so stay tuned.
I going out tonight. I got a hot date. He older than me, but I don't care. I like what he telling me. He say I look sweet and ting. What? You want me go home with him? Nice. Boy, I wonder if I'm ready for this. I notice he ain't got a condom, but I gonna go ahead, see? He might think me ain't like him or trust him. Plus, this my first time. Nothing gonna happen to me. Lord, how could I let this happen? I ain't ready for no child. Who gonna support me and my child? My man go in jail and mommy and daddy said they ain't gonna help. I all on my own. How could I be so careless? I wish I could go back to that now. But my education on hold. How could I let this happen? Don't let this happen to you. Contact the Department of Gender Affairs to find out about confidential offices and personnel available to answer questions about your sexuality or pre- or postnatal concerns.
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors, in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Children, how can you tell a tsunami coming?
Teacher me.
Sammy?
My mother said when uncle jump in the pool and the water spoosh out, that's how you tell a tsunami coming.
Settle down, children, settle down. Do you remember our tsunami song?
Yes! When you feel like shaking and swimming around, you see the ocean gone left with fish on the sand. You should run, the higher ground, a tsunami soon come.
Mommy, Uncle not here and the other shake. Hush your mouth. Daddy, Uncle not here and the sea gone.
Who cares? You don't see all them free fish? Quick, give me the bag.
This is how you tell a tsunami a come. Teacher says so. I would have failed in school, you know.
Sammy, come, let me go. They would have failed anyhow. Let me run, see Sammy.
Entrepreneurship can be a lonely and daunting journey. Initially, you first get the idea that you spent every waking hour working on your business. But as it comes to fruition, you can find yourself struggling with the next steps of growing the business and staying alive as an entrepreneur. The truth is, it can feel like you're stuck on a deserted island waiting for someone to come and rescue you. Someone like a superhero. When Superman does not show up, well, who do you turn to for guidance? Sure, there are millions of online articles, videos, and other resources on how to build and grow a business. But what if your business is unique and a one-size-fits-all solution doesn't work? This is where business entrepreneurship coaching comes in. Joining us this morning is writer, facilitator, and entrepreneurship coach, Dr. Tamu Brown, and she's going to help us navigate the world of entrepreneurship. Welcome to Good Morning SKN, Dr.
Welcome, good morning.
Good morning, both of you. Thank you for having me. I'm really honored.
Well, you know what? It's our pleasure, particularly as after having read that intro, we know that you are going to save the day you've already been saving the day for some businesses, but you're definitely going to help give some others guidance. So, in speaking with you, we know that you have been an entrepreneurial coach roughly since about 2016 and that you began in earnest around 2018. What was the motivation for the particular interest?
You know, it's really interesting. You know, in my former life, I was an educator and I began teaching the new entrepreneurship CAPE curriculum. And I saw through teaching that curriculum that there were so many young persons with so many innovative ideas for businesses, but really there was no guidance. And then as I began doing my doctoral work, I really began delving into technology entrepreneurship, as that is my specialization. And I realized that although we had the human capacity, although we had the innovation, what our entrepreneurs did not have was a roadmap. They did not have research. They did not have guidance that would really help them create growth-oriented, scalable businesses, because that is my focus. I don't focus as much on the micro. I'm really focused on having Caribbean businesses create world-class and global impact. And the Caribbean is a blue ocean. It's open for that because there was no one in the space really doing that.
Dr. Brown, with all of that said, how important it is for someone who is starting out to have an entrepreneurial coach?
To be quite honest, I think that it is more important for someone who has already been in the market, tested their value proposition, really validated the idea, to then take on a business coach. Now, in some instances, there are some entrepreneurs that I have worked with, they already know that they want to create that type of world-class impact. They want to have a big business. And so if that is your intention, you then do need an entrepreneurship coach at the beginning to help you create the foundation for doing scalable business. But I think that if you just have an initial idea, and you're not quite certain that you want to have that global footprint or regional footprint, the coach comes in best, or at least my services come in best, when you've tested your idea in the market, because your great idea is really only a hypothesis until it meets the market.
And speaking of those services, Dr. Brown, what can you tell us specifically about those services?
Well, I began really offering that one-on-one coaching with growth-oriented entrepreneurs. I still do that to a limited extent, but my work is really focused around collaborations with business support organizations in the region and internationally, like the World Bank, like Caribbean Climate Innovation Center, like UWI and UNDP, who are working through training, development, coaching, mentoring in the entrepreneurship ecosystem to really move Caribbean businesses to export their products and services. So my model at this point is less one-on-one coaching, although I do have an online academy. So what you can't get from me in person, you can get from me through my courses. And I do have accelerator programs, Jumpstart Your Business in 90 Days. I have a Level Up Ladies, and then I work through curriculum design, training, program design with business support organizations regionally and internationally.
You do it all. You do it all.
Big shoes to fill, and you're doing it well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So according to Online Magazine Entrepreneurship, 90% of new businesses fail in the first year and more in the first 5 years. Why is this?
You know, I'm always careful about responding to questions about statistics that are not grounded in Caribbean context.
Okay. All right.
But I will say, because this is not necessarily the data that exists in the region. Okay. However, and the reason is because our reason for being in entrepreneurship is different. We have a lot of survival type entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs who have been pushed into entrepreneurship because of the economic conditions in the Caribbean and needing a better quality of life and really for survival. And so because of that, I think that Caribbean entrepreneurs have greater tenacity. However, in relation to the statistic that you just indicated, I would say that lack of guidance, lack of testing the idea in the market before big capital investment. This is a huge issue for companies or founders. They think that it's important to take on debt very early because, of course, when you start your business, you have a grand idea, but little pockets. And so sometimes they get bogged down in debt that has been distributed incorrectly because they don't really understand the business yet. Because what you thought the market wanted is not necessarily what the market wants, but you've already indebted yourself in the wrong spaces, places with the wrong assets, etc. And I think, too, that sometimes businesses are lacking foundational elements like a business model and guidance. And the guidance does not have to be from a coach like me. The guidance can be from a mentor. The guidance can be from networks with entrepreneurs in your industry or niche, somewhere where you are getting additional information and guidance. Collaboration is better than competition focus, especially in the early stages of a business.
Well, that's a very important point. We'd love to get your take on that and so much more, and we will do that when we return from this break. More with Dr. Brown in a moment. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue our engaging discussion with Dr. Tamara Brown, entrepreneur coach. Dr. Brown, during the break, we were having a little chit chat and we were speaking about sharing our ideas as entrepreneurs in groups and feeling that they're going to be stolen by others. And I even gave an example with myself starting to sell coconut and then Jamie copies. How can I, as an entrepreneur, feel comfortable sharing my ideas in an open forum and not be concerned that they're going to be stolen or used by someone else?
Right. So this, as I was saying in the break, that this is a particular hindrance to Caribbean entrepreneurs, and you find that sentiment, goes throughout the region. When you train in the region, you work with entrepreneurs, they are all, especially in the OECS states, saying the same thing, I guess, because of the smaller size. However, if you're in a space where there is an expert and there is assistance, you need to take advantage of it. What people don't seem to understand, it is not necessarily about the product or service. And this is where the business model comes in, and understanding innovation of the business model. So it's about the way, right? The process, the nature of the business model that makes you different. And so if you're a coconut, and, if we go along the agro strip, we can see maybe 5 or 10. But what would make you different is if you were able to deliver the coconut water to me, if you were able to package the coconut meat or flesh and have them packaged out by day. So it's all about the innovation and not necessarily about the product or service, as there are very few new products and services out there, because there are very few Einsteins and Elon Musks, etc., and real, world-changing innovators. And so our ideas might be ideas that are being implemented elsewhere, but it is the nature of the business model that gives it an unfair advantage and you a competitive edge in this space.
All right, Dr. Brown, I want to bring the conversation a little closer to home, because we understand that you are the entrepreneurship coach for the participants in the collaboration between the Ministry of Entertainment, Entrepreneurship and Talent Development and Studio 327's Let's Do This. So, and that should, of course, really close to home for us here. So we want to ask you if you can share with our viewers and future participants what kind of support is being provided to the entrepreneurs to enhance their chances of success when they make their pitches.
Yes, and so quite a lot of support is being provided behind the scenes. I think maybe Studio 327 will be behind the scenes with us in subsequent sessions. But first, there was an all-group session where we focused in on that business model and really looking for the businesses to articulate what their unfair advantage is, right? What each unfair advantage is. And so we go through a business model 101, market fit, best fit, that sort of thing. That's a group session. And then each entrepreneur or a set of co-founders, they met with me privately in coaching sessions. So this is where we can, and you don't have the fear of someone stealing that business model or unfair advantage. This is where they worked with me one-on-one in really making sure that their business model is feasible and sound and sustainable and growth-based. And the reason is, if you're looking for investment, an investor wants return. And so sometimes, perhaps, their business ideas or models might have not been optimized for growth. And so we really worked on that. Next up this week, we are working through a Pitch 101 group session. There will be some participants joining us hybrid as well, as we do have some participants from Nevis and some persons who might have traveled. So the ministry is making sure that no one misses out on anything. And so that will be, I will be there in person, and we'll hybrid for those joining us online. And we'll really talk about the elements of pitching. We are also going to talk about what options might there be in terms of negotiation with investors. And they will do some just mini, present their draft pitch decks, which they've been working on as well. And then we have mock pitch competitions, 2 days of those, and we will have judges and criteria, etc. And so this will simulate pitching for the investors. And I want to sneak in, don't tell the ministry yet, I want to sneak in another little session just before, probably before they meet with the investors, just to, really tighten it up, etc. But I've had a lot of pitch experience. I've been a judge, a mentor, I've created pitch curricula, etc. And so, I'm excited to support the entrepreneurs with their pitching.
Well, your excitement shows, and we're excited as well.
Wow, excited indeed. Those entrepreneurs are very lucky persons. So you have a newsletter. You're welcome, Dr. Brown. You have a newsletter and a business planner. Please share some of the details in these.
Right. So the biggest gap that exists for Caribbean entrepreneurs specifically is funding. I would say the second largest gap or opportunity is the opportunity for mentorship. And so I decided to create a newsletter focused on regional opportunities for funding, be that grant, be that loan, for networking, for mentorship opportunities, because a lot of things come across my desk and I'm always reading and seeing what's out there in the ecosystem. So I thought that would be helpful. So you can join that newsletter at tamucoaching.com. Now, the Business Coaching by Tamu Business Growth Planner is that go-to book. I have one here, actually, made my notes in it. Yeah, like you can't see. Yeah. And it is, if you're an entrepreneur, you know that you write down everything. You have a million ideas. They're scattered in notebooks everywhere. You go to webinars, you know, all of these things, and you're taking notes and you have ideas, but there's no central space. So the growth planner is like the entrepreneur's companion. It has goal planning worksheets. It has priority planning worksheets. It has habit trackers, abundance journal, intuition, gratitude, spaces for notes, everything that you think one would want as a companion for an entrepreneur to really focus your ideas, have them in a central place, and create actionable plans in that planner.
Nice. Congratulations on that planner. It sounds very interesting.
Dr. Brown, it would be remiss of me to let you go before asking you this question, particularly as this was one of the questions that our boss made sure that I would ask you. So I'm asking you this for our
Production
boss.
Whispered in your ear and said you're gonna be fired if you don't ask Tamu this now.
Well, not yet, but it might be. All right. So I would like you to remind us of the 3 non-negotiables for business success.
Well, the 3 non-negotiables, and this comes from a video I did, but I'm going to tell you, sometimes they change depending on what's going on in the environment. And so I want to change my 3 non-negotiables in the context of inflation, in the context of economic instability on a global level. And I would say that the first non-negotiable at this point is really planning out your supply chain and importing all of your products that you might require for at least 3 to 6 months, depending on, of course, your pocket. And the reason is you're really going to have to stockpile if you are going to limit, stockouts, a discontinuity of your business, etc. I would say in the context of what's happening now, the next non-negotiable is diversifying where your income comes from. I gave a talk the other day and I named that reconfiguring your revenue. And so at this time, you really have to spread your wings. You really have to move into other spaces, and that's easier than ever because everything is virtual. And the third non-negotiable at this time that helps to facilitate the second non-negotiable is your network. One of the biggest opportunities for improvement that the research shows globally, but specifically in the Caribbean and among Black women in particular, is the need for diversification of their network and to grow that network strategically. And it is the growth of your strategic network that will allow you to export your services, that will bring in new knowledge, new resources, new paradigms of doing business into, your business. And so I'm pivoting on my 3 non-negotiables, as all businesses should pivot as the times become a little more uncertain.
Oh, that's great information to have, Dr. Brown. Thank you. And it has been our pleasure talking with you. I feel like we can talk to you for so many.
Avoid overloading our healthcare systems. This means simultaneously protecting yourselves and your loved ones from all disease, including mosquito-borne illness like dengue fever, Zika, and chikungunya viruses. Did you know that dengue is the most common mosquito-borne viral disease in the world? So let's get to work. Use window and door screens to keep mosquitoes out. Change the water in vases and scrub inside surfaces to remove mosquito eggs. Avoid using saucers with potted plants to prevent collection of water. Securely cover water barrels and drums with mosquito netting and properly fitted covers. Scrub the inside walls of water barrels and drums with detergent 1 to 2 times per week. Walk around the outside of your home and remove or overturn containers that can collect water and become breeding sites. Mosquitoes only need a small amount of water to lay their eggs. Remove unwanted cans, bottles, buckets, or used tires. Other items still in use must be properly stored in covered areas to avoid water settling in them. Clean roof gutters and air conditioner trays. Debushing and removing tall grass from around your home or establishment is also key to reducing mosquito populations. To decrease your risk of being bitten by infected mosquitoes, use proven personal protective methods too. Apply an effective mosquito repellent to exposed areas of skin according to manufacturer's instructions. Wear light-colored long pants and shirts while outdoors in the early morning and late afternoons. Further, protect vulnerable family members like pregnant women, children, the elderly, and persons who are unwell by using mosquito nets to sleep or rest, even during the day. Fight the bite and protect yourself and your family too from mosquito-borne diseases. This message is brought to you by the Pan American Health Organization, Office for Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean countries.
Most people consume excess salt from processed foods, such as snack foods, processed meats, instant meals, and condiments.
Instead, use fresh vegetables, ground provision, fresh meats, and natural herb seasonings, just like our grandparents did, and just like you did with this soup. We are Salt Smart.
For dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am Salt Smart.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We do humbly apologize for that short break in transmission that is due to our internet being down. We're now back up and running, and we are thankful that you are still with us. So Jamie and I looked at the Child Month Parade, and it reminded us that we all have to do our part when it comes to recycling. We should really carry our reusable bags when we go shopping. However, if we don't remember to take it with us, we end up taking home lots and lots of plastic bags. We do. At the end of the Child Month Parade, we saw plastic bags become things like pom-poms. Today, we will give you ideas on how we can reuse plastic bags.
And not necessarily go ahead and create pom-poms with them. Just putting that out there.
Unless we are cheering somebody on.
Just putting that out there. All right, so here's the first one. You can line your garbage cans and use the bags as garbage bags, which I think that most of us do already,
I do all the time, literally, as I said. But it's not recyclable, so I tend to feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm creating extra waste. So.
Yeah, in a sense, but if you can reuse the bag because you put it into your garbage can, then you don't necessarily have to change it as quickly as you would if it was just for single use.
Yeah,
Right?
makes sense.
So that makes sense. Just don't dump things straight into the bin once
okay,
you find
got
it.
you.
All right.
So then I should feel a little better about it. Okay, so store as emergency garbage bags in your vehicle. Yeah, it makes sense, especially if you have a dog. You're walking your dog and your dog poop. In the UK, I see they have these nice bags. You pull out of the little thing and pick up the poop and
Yeah,
so
you know what? You can't get much better than this, guys. Talking about poop on the morning show. I love that. Quincy, thank you so much. That one's going to be etched right here. All right, here's the other use. Stuff in shoes and purses to help them keep their shape. Really? Okay, I knew about the paper that we do, and I knew that there are these, what do you call those devices that you put to keep the shape of the shoe?
Yes.
You know, those expensive devices. Now, who knew that you could actually use plastic bags to do that? I certainly didn't. That's a cool feature.
Look at that.
So when you come home with a lot of plastic bags and you don't know what to do with them, That's one of the ways to ensure that they don't
And
end up
look,
in the landfill.
You can even use it to cover your shoes on a rainy day. How about that?
Cover your shoes on a rainy day. Yeah, you can go. You can go skidding too. Who wants to do
Don't
that?
cover your shoes and go skidding.
That's gonna be dangerous.
Unless you're doing it for fun.
That's gonna be very dangerous.
But you just cut out the bottoms, but you cover around. Especially if it's
Very
a suede
dangerous.
shoes.
Very dangerous.
Okay.
If you say so. I'll watch you try it first. Guys, we're going to have a demonstration. Hortensia is going to do that. We're going to get some rain, maybe a little lightning effect, and we're going to see what happens if Hortensia decides to
why
ski
do I have to
across, or what are you going to do, glide across the floor with a plastic bag? Yeah, don't try that at home.
That'll be epic. So you can use it to line your cat litter box and sew reusable sandwich wraps. What? Sew the bags together as sandwich wraps?
Well, you know what? Hey,
That one.
apparently you can. So you've got cat litter, and then you've got two other things. Well, you got the other thing that makes the second one. So reusable sandwich wraps. Wow.
Well, we go from cat litter to sandwich? Cat sandwich litter?
No, don't even try it. No, you've already scarred me already. I beg you, don't do that. All right. Well, obviously, this is something that you said before when it comes to the other point that we're going to mention right now, which is to clean up after your pet. So if you're walking around...
Look at that.
Really, they're easy to carry around with you.
Yes,
so you put them in your purse, or you put them wherever you carry.
Pocket.
You've got your dogs. Literally, I wish that the people who walk in my neighborhood would actually take plastic bags.
Please do after today. Now
No, they're not
that
gonna
you know
do
the
it.
plastic bag has multi-use.
They're not going to do it. They do it if they get caught. They pretend to take it up if they get caught. Otherwise, they leave it right there in public.
Do you want to start a neighborhood watch?
For what? Never mind.
Dog poop?
No, it's okay. No neighborhood watch for that at all. Do you guys have Hortensia, really?
We could.
Speaking of poop, the next one says it all, guys.
Look at that. Look at that picture. See? Look how nice that worked. Look at the
Hortensia, I feel
puppy.
like there was a theme for our discussion today, and you started it. So the next one definitely is yours to mention.
Discard dirty diapers. It
There
makes
you
sense.
go. Do you see
it
the
makes
theme
plenty
emerging?
sense because we contain the scent in the bag and then we throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes lots of sense. Help the sanitary workers to not have too many scents. I feel sorry for those guys. I don't know how they manage, but they manage. So thank you, sanitary workers. We don't normally say thank you every day, but we are great. I am very grateful, and Jamie is, and I'm sure others are, that you discard our garbage for us. So thank you so much.
Including the dirty diapers, which you place in a plastic bag, which
To ensure that
it's back to recyclable.
you're not.
To ensure that I know exactly. Let's go with the next one, shall we? All right. So we're going to use one to line. Oh, paint tray. Really, I never knew this. And I painted the other one. So when you're finished, you don't have to clean up the paint tray. Just lift out the plastic and discard it. Now that's a very interesting thing.
Yes.
That's actually quite interesting.
Yeah, that's
So you
cool.
can do that. I painted the other day, as I said. Look at that picture.
So
And
now
it's
you
there.
know.
Yeah, now I know indeed. So your paint tray stays clean. You discard the
Clean.
plastic bag. Multiple uses. Well, okay, that's an interesting thing to do.
That's
great.
Oh, nice.
And it still works, right?
It does. Well, use as shoe coverings for guests, particularly in the age of COVID-19 when maintenance workers have to enter your home.
Okay, so apparently
They're
you were
not
onto
gonna
something.
skid. Yeah.
Apparently you were onto something. I would suggest that it depends on the type of floor that you have, but anyway, and how wet or dry it is. Yeah, there were lots of variables there to the use
If
of
it's a
plastic bags.
sunshiny day, there won't be any slippage. Now in the rain, we'll have to use our conscience, our discretion, and say, no, we're gonna be on ice or on water. You know, we could create our own Caribbean on water.
What?
Caribbean on rainwater.
Whatever you say, Cortez. And all of this, we're having this discussion because recycling is so very important indeed. And so anything that we can do to downplay our plastic consumption
Exactly.
is good, right?
Yes.
So yeah, take that bottle.
Yeah, and use your plastic wisely. You know, even Kenny had said he keeps a recyclable bag in his car. So now if you have a lot of plastics at home, maybe you can keep them in your car. Make sure before you go into the supermarket they're roach-free. And then you just take them and put in your groceries. Plastic bags do get a roach if you have them put up like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
interesting.
you just shake it out and you go on your recycling again.
Shake it out and take it to the supermarket.
Yes.
Okay, as long as it's free. That's you kill me.
I've rodents that crawl that are little that fly at times. Cockroaches, yes.
Oh dear God! You realize what's happening though? Because when you say that, I know there's somebody out there who's going to be like, "Wait, but why do I need to recycle my bags? If that's what they do, I just really want to discard them in the first place."
No, but the eventuality is if you continue to pile them on, those brothers and sisters like to live in there. So you have to ensure that they're free of the bags.
All right. Well, the good thing is
that's why you use them quickly.
Well, you can also wash them. That's a good thing, right? You can actually wash your plastic
That's
bags.
more work.
Oh boy.
So that's why we discard them.
Oh, I see. Okay, but not after single use, because that's really what this is about.
Exactly. So they're good for preventing the stinkies in the diapers. They're good for picking up the poop after the dogs. They are excellent to go back to the supermarket with, for lining your pantry, lining your garbage bins. Yeah.
Not necessarily in that order. And by the way, I just have to say that, not necessarily after you use it for the pet thing, do you then take it back to the supermarket.
No, you discard that one because you have plenty more.
Oh, okay. Just make sure.
No, we can't. Jamie's not being nice this co-host today.
Just making sure. Just making
Oh
sure.
my
Anyway,
God,
guys, you know
no,
how important it is to recycle. And yeah, Hortensia forgot one. You can make your pom-poms for next year's Child Month March if they use the thing you can. All right.
You know, the team might be different next year, so.
All right. Well, hey, you know, it is what it is. We've already talked about plastic bags. And the importance of recycling.
Yes.
We're going to talk about so much more when we come back.
Yes, stay tuned.
Consuming excess salt can lead to heart attack, high blood pressure, and even stroke, and other health-related conditions such as kidney disease.
Has anyone ever touched you here, here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
no cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
You can lower your salt intake by reducing salty foods, removing table salt, and using salt alternatives when cooking.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. All right, so in this segment, we're talking about Market at Night. Yeah, this is quickly becoming a national fixture in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. So in addition to the sale of vegetables, fruit, and various other processed foods, along with other locally made products, the night markets in St. Kitts and Nevis is also a place to showcase what we refer to as locally homegrown entertainment. That's right. So today we go over to our sister Isle of Nevis to find out how Culturama has been incorporated into the night market scheduled for July 6th. We have with us via Zoom Nayoka Bailey, who will update us on the main features of the night market that incorporates a domino competition, while Remigio Tabulus, yes, will tell us all about the Soca Monarch tent that will be taking place. Welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome, good morning.
To both of you.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, so
Good
Nayoka, this
morning.
first question goes to you. Night market, what is the appeal? Why has it been decided to have another night market?
Well, the night market over the years was created as a means to give the artisans an opportunity to highlight some of their products. We have realized, the Ministry of Tourism realized that over the years, the artisans, they do create products, but they are not really given much of an opportunity to showcase these products. And with the night market, given that it is held on most times on a Saturday at 6 o'clock, the average working person can visit the night market, because I'll use myself as an example. I'm a working mom. I work from 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. If there's a function that goes on during the week, it will not permit me to attend. If I do attend, maybe 15 minutes, half an hour tops. So with the night market, persons can visit the night market, the artisan village, bring your friends, your family, and make it a family affair. So in a nutshell, that is why the night markets was created.
So I'm curious to know, what will be on sale at the night market?
Well, we have a wide variety of products on sale. There are locally made soaps, hair, skin products, souvenirs, t-shirts. You think about it, anything local, the artisan village, they will have it. There's a
All right, I think that we've lost Nayoka for a little bit. I think her internet has dropped. So Tabulus will switch. Oh, Nayoka, are you back? Okay, Nayoka is having some technical difficulties. We'll pause our conversation with her, but Tabulus will turn to you for the moment.
Also, where you can have your custom-made jewelry shop on site. There, we will also have a grilling station in such a great water. Yes, can you hear me? We will have a wide variety of locally made products on that night. We'll have food, drinks. The artisans will showcase their products in their numbers. We have a smoothie shop on site where persons can purchase their locally made smoothies. We'll have a grilling station there, and we have products such as souvenirs, soaps, hair and skin products.
All made in Nevis?
All made in Nevis.
Nice.
All local.
Nice. Oh, okay, nice.
That's a great way to showcase locally made products indeed. All right, Tabulus, we're going to turn to you now, because we're talking entertainment here. Not only are we talking about the night market, but we're talking about the Soca tent at the night market. Fusing those two things. Was that done before?
No, actually, this is the first time we'll be featured on the night market.
Okay.
Okay, so why the decision to have a Soca tent now?
Well, it's a way of adding extra entertainment to the event, and also giving the artists an opportunity to present themselves to the general public, showcase their songs, and get everyone inclined with what's going on for the Soca Monarch competition for Culturama 48.
Also, this is a way that you whet our appetites and you make sure that they get extra publicity so that they'll want to attend the event.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's brilliant. Great move.
Tabulus, you said we. Are you a soca artist as well, or you do a different genre of music?
I do soca, but when I speak of the team, I like to say we.
I love it.
That's why you. But I won't be performing, but I love to say we because we're a team.
Aww. So can you tell us who will be performing that night or competing at the night market?
Okay, well, let me just briefly bring you up to date with what's going on with the competition this year. As you know it, we stage our competition in 2 segments, which is the Groovy and the Power segments. Okay. And this year we have 11 entries in both categories. So that's 11 Groovy and 11 Power.
Nice.
We have, I think, a total of 14 artists, 14 or 15 who will be taking part in both categories. Some of them are taking part in both, some of them just doing one segment. And so we are expecting to see upwards of 10 artists taking part at the night market next week, Saturday.
Okay. So will they be gaining points from this competition, or it'll just
No, well, this definitely not. Okay. This is dubbed a soca teaser. Okay. Over the past 3 years, we've dubbed our soca tents as soca teaser because, you know, we basically want to tease you and pull you into our main events, which are the semifinals and the finals.
Okay, good stuff, good stuff.
All right.
And
definitely.
I must say that to have the Soca Man Monarch, it's a hype to the night market. It will add extra zest to the night market, and we are extremely happy to have the Soca Monarch a part of our night market this year.
All right, so Nayoka, since you're in focus again, why don't you tell us about the domino competition?
Okay, the domino competition, it will start midday on that day. Registration is $70 per team. It is organized by Mr. Kurt Grant. He's the organizer for the domino competition. Persons who are interested, they can contact him at 669-5690. The first prize winner will get a prize of $1,500. Second prize is $700. Third prize is $300. Persons can register on the actual day, but if you wish to register in advance, you can also do that. And the domino competition, I must say, it is a plus to the night market. Persons, it's a knockout competition, by the way. Persons will get there from midday, and the competition, it will not end until, say, midnight on that same day. And we do have teams also that come from St. Kitts. So that is also a wow factor for the night market.
Well, definitely is.
Jamie, I was just going to say, let's learn to play domino.
No, I know how to play dominoes. I know how to play dominoes.
Okay, well, I don't know how to play dominoes.
That's really engaging. It's one of the ways that I think that you would ensure that people stay there for a very long time indeed.
Oh, wow.
And they see exactly what it is that you have to display. Quite strategic.
And at least I'm not saying to match domino, you know. I match domino.
I can't even match Nayoka. I cannot even match, so I need help.
I know you're not talking to Tebulous or me because I'm sure that we know based on the responses. Tebulous, I know you know how to play domino.
I know both of you.
I know. Right. We'll learn eventually, Nayoka. We will learn. Eventually, one day we'll be there. Yes, we will be there. We will compete and win.
All right, well, there's so much more to talk about, and we'll talk about it when we return from the commercial break. We'll be back in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smart.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
And we are back with this exciting and engaging conversation where I learned that I have to go and learn the entire domino game, but no biggie. One day I'll be a professional. I'll beat Jamie, I'll beat Tebulous, and me and Nayoka will be partners, yeah?
Yes.
So as we continue our discussion, I will begin with Tebulous. I know it's lady first, but I'll go straight to this. Tebulous, why conclude with a Soca Monarch tent at the night market?
Because we all know soca is exciting. Mm-hmm. You get to dance down. And like Nayoka said earlier, as soak attend added to the night market, lets patrons know, you can come out and have a dance night to end off the evening. As we know, we love to party. This is summer.
Yes.
The weather is nice and beautiful, so we come out and we get a sample of what the artists have to offer for Culturama 48 to close the event.
Nice. And Nevis is gearing up for that big festival and a big number
Yes,
as well.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, so we already know about the two categories. We know about the number of participants that you mentioned, Tabulous. What we want to know now is about the judging and the criteria for that tent. What can you tell us?
What I can tell you about the judging and the criteria. They have, from a possible of 500 points. Honestly, let me be honest, I wasn't prepared to talk about the judging, so
Okay.
I did not have that information with me.
Okay,
If you
no
would
worries
like,
at all. Yes.
I have it at hand.
Okay,
so
great.
It wouldn't be a problem pulling it up. So let me just give a quick run through of what the judging criteria sort of looks like.
While you're looking at it, I commented before on the logo, the interesting logo that is on your shirt for Culturama this year. Quite interesting indeed.
Yes, this is the official logo for Culturama 48. We changed it a few times over the years, but this one is nice. We love this one. And as the chairman likes to make sure that persons who are advertising Culturama would use the current information and the current logo for the current look. And I think I found the judging panel that we are looking for here.
All right.
Okay, so from a possible 100 points, what we are looking at for lyrics in the groovy segment, we look in terms of lyrics, we look for expression of content, the melody line, appropriations of language and flow, and that will give you 30 points. From the music segment, we look for arrangement, thematic development, and groove for another possible 30 points. Performance, we look for presentation and rendition, a total of 30 points, and crowd response allots for 10 points, which totals to 100 points. The power segment is somewhat different in some of the areas in terms of the performance segment, presentation, rendition, and we also add use of stage for the power segment because, of course, we expect you to be moving around and pumping up the stage in the power performance, whereas in the groove, your main focus is on delivering your song, capturing the crowd, make sure everybody is grooving and rocking and sticking to the message of your song. So the points would be, you can get from a pool of 500 points. Normally, we come in the range of 300 to 400. The guys have been getting over the years.
Okay, well, that's impressive indeed.
Yes. And our judging criteria was adapted from St. Kitts Carnival, St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival, and other regional competitions like the Soca Monarch and different Calypso competitions. And that's where we get our information to create our rules and regulations and our judging criteria.
So then we know it's going to be pretty consistent standard all throughout. So that's great.
Yes. So no one should be surprised by anything.
Okay, good stuff. So Nayoka, at the conclusion of all the night markets activities, what should be the takeaway for the patrons in terms of availability of agricultural products in the Federation?
Well, the takeaway from the night market is to come on out to support our local vendors. This is a time where the vendors, the artisans come out in their numbers. They come out, they wow us. I've seen some of the artisans, they are very creative. For example, the Mango Festival, it's right around the corner. I think it starts on Saturday, the tasting showcase. And I've seen some of the artisans, they are so creative that they use the locally made mango products to infuse into their soaps or their products, just to give something different, to use things local within Nevis. So I think that it will be a good event. I think that infusing both the products, the locally made products here in Nevis, and along with the Soca Manac and the domino competition, all in one experience, it will be a good event.
Well, it definitely sounds that way. And Tabulous, you're going to get the last word here, because we really want to know what we can look forward to in terms of Culturama anticipation of Culturama with the Soca Monarch tent at the night market. So one final word from you to get everybody excited for Culturama. What do you have to say?
Well, just want to encourage everyone to come on out to the night market at the Artisan Village next week, Saturday the 9th. There will be 14 soca artists performing in groovy and power segments. We look forward to seeing you there as we prepare for Culturama 48. Our semifinals will be held on the 16th of July and our finals on the 29th. And we just want to get you geared up. So come on down to the night market, support all the events, the domino competition, the local artisans, and dance the night away to some sweet soca music.
I like it, dance the night away. Yeah, because it's going to go until morning, since the domino competition goes up to 12.
Until midnight.
Okay.
Until midnight.
Yes.
I think Hortensia's reeling from the St. Kitts Music Festival. So she thinks you guys want to go to morning too. I think she is.
I tried.
Nayoka, Billy, and Tabulous, thank you so much for joining us.
It was indeed a pleasure.
This edition of Good Morning SKN.
It's been a pleasure here as well.
Indeed.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Hopefully we talk again soon sometime.
Yes, definitely.
Alrighty. So viewers, we ask that you stay tuned. We've got plenty more in store. See you on the other side of this break.
Everyone is encouraged to adopt a healthy and positive approach to daily life. Here are a few friendly reminders.
When you go to the local market and food vendors, remember to maintain a social distance of 6 feet or 2 meters apart. And always wear your mask.
Always keep your hands clean. Wash your hands with soap and water, or use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
When dining, choose restaurants with staggered seating. This will lower the risk of transmission.
If you have a fever, cough, or other respiratory symptoms, please wear a mask and seek medical care immediately. Rest at home and do not visit the food vendors, local markets, or restaurants.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Self-health management refers to the measures people take to manage their own health. You and I should remember to wash hands often with soap and water, or use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose. Take your temperature morning and evening, watch for symptoms. Persons with diabetes or hypertension are reminded to take your medication regularly as prescribed. If you have no symptoms, you may carry out your normal routine and boost your immune system. When you are outside, avoid public spaces and wear a mask at all times. If you develop symptoms, put on a mask and seek medical care. Do not take public transportation. Inform the doctor of your travel history, any contact with confirmed or suspected cases, your occupation, and whether anyone around you has similar symptoms. If you become ill, please rest at home. Wear a mask and isolate yourself from others in your household. If you share a bathroom, disinfect daily using 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. Everyone must work together to reduce the spread of the coronavirus.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You're not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. So girl a look me, but me know in a that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue this segment now with the Special Olympics. It is a global movement geared towards creating a world of inclusion where every single person is accepted and welcome regardless of ability or disability. Today we welcome two of this year's coaches, Mary Clark and Petra Sinclair, and athlete Josiah Lewis Brown at the 2022 Special Olympics Games hosted in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You are welcome. So can you tell us how many athletes represented St. Kitts in the Special Olympics this year?
Like ahead?
Yes.
Okay, we had 4 originally, well, 5 actually. 5 originally that was supposed to come, but in the end there was 3 of them. So we had Josiah, as you can see, Josiah Lewis, and then we had Xavier Laplace, and then the other lad, he was from Nevis, and that was Shakir Stapleton. It was beautiful. I'm still kind of coming down from the whole event because this was like the first time Mary and I ever endeavoured to do anything like this. Once we were asked, it was because we know the young lads, we know we shouldn't call them young lads, they're adults. We know the young adults and we work with them all the time. So it wasn't an issue to me to say, yeah, you want to take some kids forward, you want to take some of these young adults forward, let's see what we can do. So we had the opportunity to work with Calvis, who was another young lad that unfortunately wasn't able to come in the end. But we worked with Josiah and Xavier, and the events that they did was the javelin and
the 50-meter run,
okay,
the 100-meter walk. They both did. So Xavier did the 50-meter run, and Josiah did the 100-meter and the javelin. So they both did the javelin.
Oh, nice.
They blew my mind. I mean,
nice.
You know, from you ask about, I guess, the journey. I guess from last October it started, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So last October is when the journey actually started. So getting into the training side of things, we always exercise with the young adults from the centres that we work at. We do exercise throughout the week. So it wasn't, that part to get them involved wasn't the challenge. It was just keeping up the momentum, keeping up the endurance. You know, 3-4 times a week we're exercising in the day, we're training in the day, we're training in the evening. You know, it was a major effort put by everybody, you know, Josiah, Xavier, Calvis, when he was up to the last point, Calvis was still working with us, you know, so it was a team effort. We came together as one, you know, so I look at it as a beautiful adventure that I'm so glad we had the opportunity to do. And these guys to, you know, get to see another part of the world, meet different people from all over the States. Innit, Mary? I mean, we met so many people, and people that are so genuine, loving, kind people that were just helpful for us, for, you know, first timers, and for seeing St. Kitts and people shaking your hand and saying thank you for coming. We're so grateful that you took our invitation and decided to bring, because some of the delegations, I mean, Washington, how many people? Hundreds, wasn't it, Mary? Sorry, I might be going on. Hundreds of lots and lots of people, and there's us with, you know, with our 8. You know, we encompass everybody. It was wonderful.
All right, so Mary, what do you have to say about this? Because obviously, your first timers, you know.
Yes, I'm practically just almost saying it all. But as she said, it was an enlightening moment for us. When the moment we got there, we were welcomed. Everybody wanted to keep Petra up there. There was this one girl named Hannah from Idaho. I mean, you would have thought that she knew Petra before. Every time she was going to do a game, she had some special shoes that she said that the shoes is going to fly her up. So she would come, she would show Petra her shoes, and Petra will have to, when she have her own coach, you know, but Petra will have to put her makeup on, Petra will have to put her suntan on, everything Petra will have to do for her. So it was really, really, really good. And for Josiah and Xavier, I mean, it was challenging, but it was really, really, really good. The good part about it is that we were preparing them here before for not eating any junk food. He loves burger. Every 5 minutes he will say he needs his burger. But we have a coach by the name of Ken from the stadium, Kim Collins Stadium, and he practiced us that we must have the yogurt and the porridge and the fruits, which Josiah them didn't like, but we did that for the whole of the games. We did that, and then after it was finished, then Petra said, "Man, you all could go and eat all the burgers you want, all the fries you want," and that was the day that Josiah, you know, just jump up, because you really just grab in the morning. You have to get up for 4. Then you have to be at the field for 7. I mean, it hurts me sometimes when people get there and they say your game has already gone. So Petra will run along with Xavier in front, and I will come behind with Josiah. And as soon as you get there, I mean, you have to get something, the yogurt and the food, and then they get into the game. So it was really, really, I sure Kim Collins cannot beat me and Petra now.
I love the energy. So how many medals did the SKN team win?
We came back with a gold from Nevis, so Shakir got his gold in tennis, and then Xavier, he got his gold and silver, so he got his gold in his 50-meter run, and he got his silver in his javelin, and then Josiah, he got his, because how the Special Olympic works, everybody participates, everybody gets a ribbon, or a gold medal, silver medal, or bronze, so in his 100-meter walk, he got a gold ribbon with a little gold medal on it. And then for his javelin, and that was an iffy day, weren't it, Josiah? Yeah. You weren't really in the mood.
Oh, for the javelin.
Yeah, so it's one of them ones because you go to the people who you have to put them on standby, so to speak, where you take the athlete, they go into standby, ready to go to their event. So practically you're letting them go, and you can't touch them after that. So you know they're into the Special Olympics hands. So that day when it was his javelin, he's like, I'm not in the mood. No, I don't want to do it. And you know you can't force them. You can't. You know it's about them. You know what I mean? It's about Josiah. So. Basically, I'm like to the lady, I says, you know, give us a couple of minutes. So Mary takes him away, and he sees his blue Gatorade drink, and they've got all in the fridges and that, and water and everything, because you know, keeping us all hydrated and everything throughout the session. And he's like, goes and gets his the blue Gatorade, eats a muffin. I guess he gets powered up. So we come back and says, Josiah, are you up for this then? You up for the javelin? Yeah.
Nice.
So my man here, he's got up, his first throw, but thank gosh we had 3 goes, as we learnt as we went along. His second throw, I guess, was the gold.
Oh, nice.
So,
congrats to him.
It's great.
You know, you've got to give him a go, you know what I mean? You've got to have patience. That's another thing I've learned. Patience. And listening. I know I probably ain't listening to you right now because I'm so excited, but patience and listening to each other, you know, and staying focused, because we all don't communicate the same, you know, so whether it's through our eyes, through our, you know, talking, through our hands, all that we have to, you know, you have to take into account. And I don't know, I always say to the guys, if we're showing love, it's just going to be cool. Because that's what everybody's going to feel, and things are going to work out, and it worked out for him.
I can see why, you know, you're so infectious, your energy. You got a lot of people, you know, coming to you for show you shoes and coaching all that. I can see that.
I love me orange shoes.
I feel the love. Thank you so much for coming by and sharing with us. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. This is such a pleasure. Honestly, it's our pleasure to talk to you. Congratulations again. We'll be back in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
I'm here to St. Kitts, Nevis. You don't know him from us, I represent for the Ministry of Health. Yeah. Respect the COVID protocols. In a time like this, all for one for all. St. Kitts, Nevis. Don't forget your mask. Wear it everywhere you go. Sanitize before and after everything you do. Cause you never know what's on the surface or the places to go. Maintain a safe social distance between me and you. Keep calm and stay focused. Don't be a fool, seek the facts first. And boost your immune system up. Don't wanna lose no more of us. Mask up, furlough, sanitize, observe the protocols all about. Be wise. Mask up, furlough, sanitize. Me family fitting boat, and you. Blessed love and greetings. This is Infamous, and I am here to encourage every Kittitian and Nivision to remember that we have our part to play in the fight against COVID-19. So sanitize, wear your face mask, practice social distancing, and go and get vaccinated. For me no know about you, but me love St. Kitts bad. Easy no man.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
We are back with more GMSKN, and we'll now be speaking to Xavier, another athlete who represented the Federation in the 2022 Special Olympics Games, and Charles Morton, the assistant head of delegations, and of course, our beloved new best friend, Petra, who's here with us again. All right. So, in which events did Xavier participate?
Xavier was in the 50-meter run and the javelin.
Oh, okay.
And the 100-meter walk, sorry. Yeah, the 100-meter walk.
Wow, all three. And you've got medals to prove it.
That's it.
So he got the gold in which event?
So he received the gold in the 50-meter run.
Okay.
The 50-meter run. And I was screaming at you when I run, Zab! I mean, Mary running, because there's a fence. And so you see us running along the fence.
Okay.
Because, again, like I said, once you give them up, because they're like our kids, you know.
Yeah.
And we were pretty much told, bring back my children safely.
Nice.
So, which we did, thank the Lord. So you're running along, so he got his 50-meter gold, and then his javelin.
You got silver.
Oh, gosh, he got his
Congrats.
silver. And again, that was the moment where Mary thought I was going to jump the fence. I was just over the moon, because you literally saw it fly through the air.
Okay, nice.
You know? And again, it's about, you listened, didn't you? Because what did I say? What did I say to you? Can you remember? About your steps. Was it 1, 2, 3, and throw. You know, as simple as that, you know, it sounds simple, but once you get into action, and there was a lot of amazing lads there, weren't they? You remember Collins? A lot of amazing young men working alongside him. And I mean, it's years and years of work that put it in. So we didn't take it lightly that we're up against some forces here, you know. So I'm over the moon, like I said before, and proud beyond compare that we came home with some medals, you know. I mean, like I said, first time, you know, having this opportunity, and the lads having this opportunity to fly.
If I can jump in as well, I just want to say that we had, I think it was almost 5,000 persons at the games. And so for us to be gold medalists, in at least 3 gold medals we came home, it's a phenomenal experience. You know, for small St. Kitts, we are the smallest delegation. Trinidad had a relatively small delegation as well. But the fact that St. Kitts, a smaller nation, was able to get 3 medals, 3 gold medals, and 2 silver, we were ecstatic.
It's quite a feat, quite an accomplishment indeed.
So, Mr. Morton, is this your first time going to the Special Olympics?
This is the first time, and I was enthralled with the experience. I mean, I just couldn't imagine that it would be like that. And because of that experience, I know I'm going to give of myself more in that area. I guarantee when I joined the organization as a director, I had the opportunity to go to Connecticut to do some training in terms of, you know, helping with the organization of the how it's run, the accounts aspect, the finance and stuff like that. But then you know, you just walk on the periphery, you know, from the management aspect. But then when you become part of a delegation that travels with the actual athletes, this is what it's about. I mean, just to be with them. You know, they are the most loving, you know, persons. Everybody you see the greet, the hug, you know?
Yes.
I mean, that's just what those athletes are about.
I get the sense that that's its own reward, and to be part of that, working alongside them. Honestly, you've got some memories, and to see that you've come back with the medals, even if you didn't. Just knowing that you were working with them, I imagine that's its own reward indeed.
And I just want to say also that we want to look for next year is the World Games. This was the US Games, but next year is the World Games, and that will be held in Germany in June as well. And so we are beginning our preparations. So we are going to be knocking on doors and soliciting assistance and sending a message and stuff like that, so that we can have more athletes participating, and we can also have a greater number of delegates who could assist, because each athlete, believe me, they need almost a chaperone. Yeah, they do. Right? And so it is necessary for us to be there so we can help them along. Sam, you want to say anything? I want to hear from you. I know you don't talk very much, but just say how you feel. That might be a good thing.
You feel good.
That's
you should.
good.
I like that.
Good.
Congratulations. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing back some medals for St. Kitts. Yeah, nice.
I just want to, if I may, because I think it's important, I want to take the opportunity to talk about the head of delegation, who is Ivor Blake, right? But he went on to Germany in preparation, and so he has not yet returned to the Federation. So Ivor is very much responsible for making sure that all things were put in place prior to our arrival. He went up 2 days before the team, and then he also remained with the team after, he remained after the team returned home. So Ivor is the coordinator. He keeps everything together, and I assist him.
Thank you, Ivor.
And then we have, persons like Clarice Cotton, we have Debbie, Debbie Matthew. I don't want to start naming names and then we run into problems, but those persons have been around the Special Olympics for a very long time. And then we had some sponsors, and I think Mary wanted to give the names. Maybe Petra can do that.
With Mr. Wilkinson, he was the gentleman who helped Xavier, Josiah, and Calvis when we used to go down to Fairchild. Remember that?
Yes.
On the bus.
Alonso.
Yeah. So he helped us with our technique for the javelin and techniques for our running. And then we have Atiba Harris, as you know. And he gave us some sneakers, didn't he? Yeah. Remember that? Yeah. So Atiba donated sneakers to a lot of people, a couple of the guys as well from that night centre. Those guys who go up to the stadium with us when we was training with Ken. So he's another chap that I'm going to mention to say thank you to as well, is Ken. He's up at the stadium. He's the fitness trainer for the gym, and thank you, Ken. Big time, thank you, Ken. Cable TV as well, we'd like to thank. And then Kydra Henry, who was assistant coach. So big up to her, because she was with us all the way as well. So Kydra. And last but not least, really quickly, the parents, thank you so much. Thank you, Xavier's mom, for entrusting your son to us. And thank you, Josiah's mom, for entrusting your son to us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. And we want to add the St. Kitts government, in that there was a donation by the Ministry of Sports. And so we were able to help with offset some of the expenses.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing. Again, we're very proud of you. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is where we end for today. And we want to thank all of you for joining us for another edition of Good Morning SKN. Of course, we're reminding you to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. The handle is Studio327INC. That's Studio327 Inc. Like, subscribe, follow, and share.
We also invite you every day to leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And this is where we say see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you will begin your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. Have a productive day to one and all. Bye.
Bye.